do, uh, you know, lately we've all seen this young girl, Greta Thunberg, and we remember the Parkland kids, and just really bothers me to see the liberals pretty much hiding behind children. I mean, they put these children on the front lines because if you dare to criticize them, they'll say you're against the children. After Parkland, they were saying, well, if you're not for gun control, then you're against the children. You're okay with children getting shot. No one is okay with children getting shot. Absolutely no one. But I think the Democrats use these kids for guilt purposes. And they, like I said, they'll say you're against the children if you say anything, even just to point out that children just don't understand things the way adults do. I've seen news stories pretty much all my life of 18-year-olds. As soon as they graduate high school, they run for mayors and city councilmen and other offices. And it's ridiculous because, they just got out of school. They have no life experience. They have no business running for these offices. They literally do not belong there. And people vote for them. I still can't imagine why. And even though Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not a child, she's awfully young, and her lack of intelligence has really shown. But, and although, they're saying now that we're criticizing Greta Thunberg because she's disabled, no one's criticizing her because she's disabled. She's a child. She has not finished her schooling. Her frontal lobe hasn't fully formed. This doesn't happen till you're 25 years old. She doesn't have the logic and understanding about life that adults have. And I'm not saying children are stupid. They're not. I think children have accomplished great things. Children have even invented things. So, yes, kids can do things, but they shouldn't be leading movements and stuff. And I think this is being done because they want you to feel guilty if you say anything supposedly against the children. It's like after Parkland, David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez, and no daughter of mine shaving her head like that, I'll tell you that. But David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez got up there and said, pretty much said, if you are against gun control, then you're against the children. We're not against the children. We're against children trying to make policy. Again, they're kids. And younger kids, of course, they don't understand like the difference between fantasy and reality. There are little kids who think, for example, that unicorns are real or My Little Pony is real. Kids who think the Ninja Turtles are real. Because they just haven't figured out that that's fantasy. It's costumes and makeup in the movies. Which I see a lot of adults who don't know it because they still call suppressors silencers and think that they are perfectly quiet like they are in the movies. So it's not just kids on that part, but anyways, I don't like the idea of having children telling me what I should and should not be doing. They are children. And I love children. But children do not have any life experience. They do not have They do not have the logic or the restraints that adults have. You know, we always talk about how children are impulsive. It's like if you got a kid like playing baseball or dodgeball out in the yard and they lose the ball and it rolls out in the street. Most adults stop, look around, make sure there's no cars coming along. But a child, they'll just run out and unfortunately get hit because they don't have the frontal lobe formed which tells them stop. There may be a car coming. Kids often can't tell when they are in danger. You know, I remember a story years ago when I was in high school. Just to give you a timeline, I graduated in 1994. But I remember a story. Two young boys were playing with some toy cars on the railroad track with a train coming. And the engineer blew the whistle, everything, and the conductor had to jump off the train and grab the boys off the track. Fortunately, it was a freight train. They moved slower than passenger trains. So, but these boys just did not respond to the sight and sound of danger. They were 4 and 7. They just sat there like, oh, the train will go around us. And it doesn't mean they're stupid. They just hadn't learned this yet. They're children. You know, children, of course, they believe that there's monsters under the bed. And of course we tell them about Santa Claus and all this, which I don't mind that, but sooner or later you've got to tell them the truth. And I don't think it's racist for children to play cowboys and Indians. When they get older though, yes, you should tell them the truth that it was the government who did this, not cowboys. But when they're kids, let them play their silly game. It's just playtime. But I really am extremely tired of Democrats using children as human shields. There's this old, I think it's a Stephen King movie where someone tries to assassinate this politician and he grabs a 3-year-old boy and holds him in front of him because he's like, they won't shoot a child. And that's what I see the Democrats doing. I mean, they literally use these kids as human shields. No one is criticizing the children. No one wants to see children get hurt, get killed, whether by guns or anything else. In August of 2018, a bridge collapsed in Italy and killed 43 people, and 4 of these people were children. And of course, you know, there's a big investigation into what caused it. They're getting ready to rebuild the bridge, and hopefully they'll do it better. And even though I don't know any of these kids, I actually cried when I saw this on the news. Because I was just sitting there thinking, can you imagine these kids looking at mommy and daddy to make it all better? And they couldn't? So look, conservatives are not against the children. We want to find ways to protect the children from not just mass shootings, but from anything. And I think it's kind of strange for the liberals to talk about this, because recently Ilhan Omar, a video has shown her driving while filming herself with her phone and her 2 kids unrestrained in the back seat of the car. And nothing's being done about it. Her 2 kids, cute kids, in the back seat of the car, no seat belts, no car seat, no nothing, and she's videoing while driving, that we all know is dangerous. You know, why don't you liberals do something about that before she kills her kids? I don't like Ilhan Omar, but it doesn't mean I want to see her kids get hurt. Which brings me to my next point. You say you care about the children, but then you threaten Trump's children and grandchildren. Okay, I never threatened Obama's daughters. They didn't choose who their father is. It's not their fault, anything he did. But for some reason, y'all take this out on Barron Trump and the grandchildren and such, because you're hypocrites. You say you love children, but you scream for free abortions. You get angry when a woman chooses adoption rather than abortion. Don't tell me you care about the children. You do not care about the children. You use them as human shields. I believe the liberals do not like children. They're telling people not to have children. They're telling Bernie Sanders wants to use abortion to control population in certain areas of the world. Of course, again, the free abortions everybody's screaming for. Bill Nye wants to punish people who have extra kids. What extra kids? If I, for example, let's say I have 4 children, which 2 are my real kids and which 2 are my extra kids? Wouldn't I love them all the same? I mean, stop telling me you care about the children. You're using children, you're hiding behind them, pure and simple. No, just stop it. Stop telling me you care about the children. And I'm not criticizing Greta Thunberg because she's disabled. Okay, I'm disabled. I'm tired of you people hiding behind these kids and using them as human shields. And that's all Greta is to you people, is a human shield.